What's going on, beer lovers? Welcome back for another episode. Today, Jacob and I are in San Pedro, California at Brewery West. We're meeting up with our good friend Vito, and he's gonna show us around. So without further ado, pour yourself a pint and let's have some beer. Welcome everybody to Brewery West in San Pedro, California. Located in an old warehouse constructed by the Navy during World War II, this brewery has been gaining in popularity all around Southern California and beyond. Founded by brewer Brian Mercer in 2010, this location did not officially open its doors until 2016, where they've been brewing beer ever since. From the second you walk onto this property, you can tell it's big. Not just big, it's huge. The tasting room is warm and inviting, surrounded by beautiful plants, a rustic tap system, and string lights throughout the warehouse. This place is an Instagrammer's dream come true. Known by many for their elaborate can designs, the Brewery West brand is often imitated, but never duplicated. If you're one to support local breweries, there's a charming gift shop complete with a variety of shirts to buy and a massive list of fresh beers you can take home to share with friends. Well, Jacob and I have worked up a thirst, and we are really excited to start trying these beers. But first, let's get to know more about this beautiful brewery from our good friend Vito.
The location opened in 2016. It was after years of our founder Brian Mercer gypsy brewing across the country. And at one point he was looking for locations. There was talk of Long Beach happening, and kind of at the 0 hour, the city of San Pedro kind of reached out to Brian and our president Dave Hollop, and basically offering up this enormous location, and it was destiny. The entire location itself that we're on is about 6 acres. We have about 30,000 square feet of usable space, about 17,000 square feet of usable licensed tasting room and beer garden area. At the inception, Brewery West was kind of founded on the idea of doing traditional Belgian style beers, saisons, blondes, triples, quads even, and the market has changed so much that we started really following where the consumers' palates were going, and obviously that was IPAs and even more recently stouts. We've always done great lagers, so primarily right now what we do the most of is Belgian beers, lagers, IPAs, and stouts. Our core 4 beers really are Dog Ate My Homework, that's our blackberry saison. Popfuji is an unfiltered pilsner, kind of like a Keller beer. Our Picnic Lightning's our core hazy IPA, and then Dig My Earth is our core double IPA, that's hazy. And then, we distribute all of our beers. We really don't try to hold anything back, so you can find just about anything that we do in the greater Southern California market. Over the last year and a half, we've seen unbelievable growth, not only here in the tasting room with the events that we're doing, but primarily in the market. We just got 2 big 90-barrel tanks and a 90-barrel bright, so we're producing almost double of what we did last year. We're gonna probably finish the year about 6,000 barrels this year, so we wanna continue to brew crazy IPAs and crazy lagers and send them all across the state. We touch about 5 different states at the moment, so you can kind of find our beer in Nevada, in Colorado, Oregon, a little bit in Arizona. We're all the way out in the port of Los Angeles, and it's a massive site, so you go about as far west as you can possibly go on the 110, and you basically end up in our parking lot, like you guys probably found out. When you come here, it's a very comfortable space. It's humongous. It's like literally 17,000 square feet, so it would take about 3,000 people to make this feel like it was a sardine can. So it's very comfortable, it's easy to get a beer, the view's unbelievable, and there's a ton of bokeh.
For all those Insta shots.
For all those Insta shots.
In case you want to do it for the gram.
Who doesn't?
All right, probably one of Brewery West's most famous beer is going to be Popfuji. It is an unfiltered pilsner at 5%, and it's like the beer to start your day with, right? So, cheers. Oh yeah, you can smell that grain bill on there. Just fresh malts. Ugh. You can just take a big gulp of it. Like, it's so crushable. It's nice, light and dry without being like overly dry. You know, it's not mouth strippingly. I mean, it's a light Pilsner beer. It just tastes super fucking German and super fucking crushable. This is what you want to take on your summer party, to the beach, wherever, you know, this is one of those beers you convert your Coors Light or Bud Light drinkers to drink something with a little bit more body and a little bit more oomph to it, and class.
All right, so the next beer up is Dig My Earth. This is actually, I believe this is the very first Brewery West beer I ever had. And the one thing I liked about it is it was one of my intros to the whole haze craze, and it was so different from everything else I was drinking. I actually haven't had one of these in a while, so I'm looking forward to trying it again. This is a double IPA at 8%, by the way. Cheers. Oh. Ooh. So, most hazy IPAs you have, they're typically more on the fruity, tropical, juicy side. And they kind of are sweet, you know. Now we're getting milkshake IPAs, even more sweet. We're gonna be started on that. But what I will tell you is this beer, the reason why it's so special is because it's very different from all those hazies that are out there. This is definitely more of your earthy, piney, like grassy kind of beer. However, you get this just fantastic sweetness off the malts on here that just plays so well with that, like the earthy, resiny, piney notes that are in this. It's really special. I mean, I could tell you right now, you line this up next to 10 other IPAs, those 10 other IPAs are gonna taste relatively similar, and this will always stand out above the crowd. This is an absolute winner.
All right, so I'm pretty excited to try this one because I've definitely been in the mood for more sour and fruity beers, as it's been really hot, even though it's supposed to be fall right now. So this is Dog Ate My Homework. It is a 7% blackberry and blackcurrant saison. Oh man, it's one of those beers where it's just me telling you what's in it doesn't really evoke just what this smells like. It's so, I want to crawl in there. Oh man, like you smell the blackberry. I don't know if I've ever actually smelled black currants, but I've had them in other beers and stuff, so I kind of can get that other fruited note. But you definitely taste the saison grain bill in this. Like that still comes through. It's not just purely fruit. You can tell that this is more complex than that. It's not just fruit juice, and in a good way, not in a like, oh, I want more fruit way. Like it's in a, like it tastes like there's some substance to this, and I can't wait to try it. Cheers. This is another one that I want on the beach. I'm just gonna get really drunk on the beach apparently with two Brewery West beers. It's got a really nice, just, that fruit sweetness, a little bit of tart. It's not overly tart. It's not something that's gonna make you like pucker up and, you know, regret life or whatever. And it's not enamel stripping by any sense. Would go fantastic with just a ton of food. This is delicious.
All right, so unfortunately the beer that I'm about to review is not available in cans, at least not as of yet. This is called Velvet Ducky. This is a 7.1% hazy IPA. They only have it on tap here at the brewery. But 7.1% sounds fantastic. I've tried all the hazy IPAs that this brewery does. So it is totally a treat to be able to try something that I couldn't normally get my hands on at a normal bottle shop. So cheers. Well, that's gonna go fast. Do you saw that big old gulp? Yeah, I took a big old gulp, my bad. All I gotta say is I've been drinking Brewery West beers now for about 4 years, and it's crazy to see how they've progressed when it comes to making hazy IPAs. This beer in particular is so subtle yet so powerful. The flavors are just like soft, but they're still potent. You have grapefruit in there, you get some melon in there, there's nice citrus notes, but really the star in this is this mouthfeel. I mean, here's the thing, if you guys are haze bros and you're constantly looking for those super hype beers and you haven't been to Brewery West yet, this is definitely worth the trip alone. This is something I want to sip on for the rest of the day. All right, so the last beer that we're gonna review today is a very special release. This is called Deadwater. Jacob, what is this beer?
This, good lord. Just talking with Vito about it, it sounds like it's gonna be one hell of a stout. Like pastry stout to the max. It's got toasted coconuts, lactose, cacao nibs, and vanilla. That's a lot of shit. That is all just, I mean, that's pastry stout hype right there. I just briefly smelled the glass, and it straight up smelled like fresh cut coconut. Like, it was ridiculous.
It sounds incredible. I am a little scared, but luckily this is the last beer that we're actually like reviewing. So I'm okay on ending on this note, but you know what? I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. Let's drink it.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
Good lord, he wasn't kidding.
Oh. Oh my god, and that's 12%?
That's a melted candy
Oh
bar
my
in glass.
god. Yeah. Holy crap. All right, so 2 things. One, this reminds me of a beer that I had with some friends from Moonraker.
Oh,
We
okay.
took it up north. It was a random bottle find at my local bottle shop. Literally, it was like a liquefied fudge brownie. This is incredibly similar. I feel like the vanilla bean just really like picks up the cocoa. Like they
okay.
kind of work together to elevate that flavor. And then the coconut is just, To me, it tastes like a dark double fudge brownie with roasted, toasted coconut shavings on top, which to me is everything I would love in a beer like this. So
It's definitely tastes way more fudgy than it smells. To me, I got just so much coconut in the aroma, but when you drink it, you're drinking fudge.
yeah, it's definitely fudge. It's super rich. I will tell you, it's super
Very
rich.
rich, yeah.
This is a dessert beer. This is not a hot summer day beer at all.
Unlike all the other ones I had.
All right, guys. Well, that's gonna do it here at Brewery West. I had a great time.
Oh yeah.
I would say my favorite beer of the day is probably gonna be Deadwater. It was just, come on, it was Deadwater. So good. What about you, Jacob?
Mine, surprisingly, was actually Velvet Ducky. So Popfuji was probably the best one for me to start with, to kind of prep my beer palate. Then once I was in the mode of drinking beer, I think Velvet Ducky just did it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And if you guys come here, they sell enough of that beer. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
maybe they'll can it and send it out to distro. Thanks again, Vito, for showing us around, inviting us out. This has been a long time coming. And I'm so glad that we're here, and I can't wait to come back. I want to come here when this big property is just filled with people. By the way, Brewery West actually mentioned that they will be possibly having a festival in January. So I'd suggest following them on Instagram. I will put their information in the description, and stay tuned for that event because we'll probably be there.
Yeah, don't be like us. It took us way too long to get our butts out here and actually visit the place, and I'm sure there's plenty of you guys watching this going, I don't want to drive out there. It's worth the drive. I don't know what else to tell you. We finally decided to make it, and I'm not disappointed.
And if you have friends that don't love beer the way that you do, I can tell you right now that menu's full of different styles that you may be able to find something that they love. And even if they can't find anything that they love, the bouquet in there is incredible. We're basically gonna spend another couple hours drinking and taking pictures of beer. So, yeah. You come for the bouquet, you stay for the beer. So thanks again, guys, for watching. If you get a chance, please give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Share it with your friends. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what your favorite Brewery West beer is. And until next time, we'll see you again on Let's Have Some Beer. Cheers.
It's really good.
What does it taste like?
Tastes like lightning.